Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL Week 12, Sunday and Monday plays. What a Thursday night game we had. That was exciting, right? NFL's been crazy. We look, and the Bills and the Chiefs all of a sudden aren't even in the playoffs. What the heck is going on? Ravens aren't in the playoffs. So a lot of stuff going off over in the AFC for sure. Houston's defense did arise. We've got no international games. So we're going to have 1 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Eastern time frame windows. And then Sunday Night Football and Monday night to get us rocking and rolling. So let's get to it. If you're new to our show or been here before, welcome back or welcome aboard. Do appreciate everybody that comes on, supports the show by watching it, like it, subscribe it, turn notifications on, leave a comment. We appreciate all of that. All of our shows on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. 7-day free trial in the comment section or on the YouTube channel page. And our Discord channel is also available, same 2 spots, YouTube channel page or the comment section. You join a couple 100+ members who love doing the same thing that you do, and that's called sports wagering. You can do so by joining the Discord. Get all of our bets early, get ahead of line moves, juice moves, get our unit sizes, everything else. We go through the bets. We don't necessarily tell you which one are the best bets or which one are the biggest bets or anything like that. You definitely get all that in our Discord channel. All right, let's get started. We'll get going here. We've got 1 o'clock Eastern, Lions at home against the Giants. They're a 12.5-point favorite. Totals at 50.5. It's up there. So we looked at this one several different ways here. I think this game could hit the over. I think the Lions is probably the better shot of that to get there on this particular one. If their defense comes to play, I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to score that many points to kind of help this thing get over 50.5. But I do like the Lions to cover this one. Lions -2.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 12.5 for the game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 20+ rushing yards first quarter. Jamison Williams, they're back at home. It's time to bet Jamison, 60+ receiving yards. Jameis Winston to throw an interception. I understand it's getting juicy. You still have to figure out a way to play this one. Brian Burns over a half a sack. He's been a sack machine as of late. Tyrone Tracy under 12.5 rushing yards first quarter. St. Brown, 15+ receiving yards first quarter. Jared Goff, 60+ receiving yards first quarter. I will say this about Goff. That number's been at 55 for a month, and all of a sudden it's at 60. So just keep that in mind. I think they're going to throw it early and open up the run game. St. Brown, 42+ receiving yards in the first half. Robertson, under 3.5 tackles and assists in that one there. Next game up, we got a little Seahawks and Titans. This thing also 12.5, 13.5. There is some monster lines going on. Total right now at 40.5. So this game here, it's not that I don't think the Seahawks can cover. I honestly think they can cover in this game. The thing we like better here going on is the over 40.5. The Seahawks tend to put a lot of points up early and then let teams kind of score maybe a little bit late. They score defensive touchdowns. They score special teams touchdowns, which is going to help everybody get over that total. So over 7.5 first quarter, 20.5 first half, 40.5 for the game. Sam Darnold for 241+ passing yards. We assume most of those in the first half. Jackson Smith and Jigba turned into one of the best receivers in all of football. 20+ receiving yards in the first quarter. Zach Charbonnet, this one's going to be a little bit different, so make sure you listen here. Zach Charbonnet, 7+ rush yards in the second quarter. That's been his most dominant quarter by far. Barton, under 6.5 tackles and assists. Spears, who we've been making money on the under, they finally came down on rush attempts. It's down to 6.5. We're still playing under, a little bit smaller play. Jackson Smith and Jigba, over 27.5 yards longest reception. Darnold loves going down the field off play action pass, and it seems to be constantly with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Maybe that changes to Rashid Shaheed at some point, but not yet. Cam Ward, 1+ passing touchdown. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, over 6.5 receptions. Okonkwo, over 2.5 receptions. Darnold, 130+ passing yards in the first half. Kobe Bryant, 5+ tackles and assists combined. Next game up, Patriots and Bengals. Patriots on the road at Cincinnati, 7-point favorite. I know there's been a lot of talk all week about Joe Burrow, and there should be because he's coming back. I don't think he's back this week. I think it's another week of Flacco. Patriots favored by a touchdown here. It's 51.5 total. This game could easily go over, but we're do like the Patriots to cover. Their defense can hold Cincinnati, I think. Maybe they only give up 20 or something to that effect, but 31-20 games, pretty prevalent, I think, here in this Patriots game. Patriots -0.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 7 for the game. Drake May, 275+ passing and rushing yards combined. Travion Henderson, who's been a beast as of late, 50+ rushing yards. And that Cincinnati Bengals team gives up a lot of rush yards. Joe Flacco, 38+ pass attempts. Demario Douglas, 2+ receptions. Hollins, 26+ receiving yards. Booty is back, 31+ receiving yards, over 18.5 yards longest reception. Trayvon Henderson, 10+ rush yards in the first quarter. Gesicki, under 3.5 receptions. They have not found him hardly at all this season. T. Higgins is at home, and that touchdown streak at home continues. Anytime touchdown, still plus money on that one there. Gesicki under 29.5 receiving yards. Next game up, Chiefs and the Colts at Arrowhead in Kansas City, 1 o'clock Eastern time frame, and that one too. This is, even if the Chiefs lose this game, they could still win out. But the problem is it's going to be really hard to win out, right? 10-7, I believe, does get you in by the time this thing's all said and done. I mean, it is Jacksonville in front of them for criminity's sake. But 5-5 is a spot we have not seen with the Chiefs since Mahomes has been there, or before Mahomes has been there. When Alex Smith was there, we didn't see that either. Colts coming in red hot. They're a different team on the road than at home. They turn the ball over more on the road. They tend to put more in Daniel Jones's lap, especially early when they're at home, when they're on the road. We like the Chiefs in this spot. The Chiefs are either going to cover this number or lose outright. They've lost every one-score game so far this season. They're a 3.5-point favorite here. 50.5 is the total. Chiefs defense has played fine. They have gotten a little quieter in the second half, but they've played fine. The offense needs to score 30+ here. So don't blame me if you play the over here too. But Chiefs -0.5 first quarter, 2.5 first half, 3.5 for the game. Tyler Warren for the Colts, 23+ receiving yards in the first half. Butker for the Chiefs, 3+ extra points. Quit messing up, Mr. Harrison Butker. Kelsey, 5+ receptions. Kelsey, 50+ receiving yards. Warren, 50+ receiving yards. Mahomes, 37+ pass attempts. Kareem Hunt, under 1.5 receptions. Kareem Hunt, under 67.5 rushing and receiving yards. Daniel Jones, 261+ passing and rushing yards. Kelsey, 25+ receiving yards first half. Daniel Jones, 1+ rush yard in the first quarter. Mahomes, 25+ rush yards. Jonathan Taylor, under 19.5 rush attempts. And then Kelsey for 20+ yards, longest reception. All right, just keeps going and going and going. Kelsey looked a lot better here the last couple of weeks, so we'll give him credit for that. Ravens are the next one up, right? Jets and Ravens in Baltimore. Ravens a 13.5-point favorite. It's like we got 2 touchdowns all over the place we need to cover, right? The Jets stung us a little last week, lost on the hook. I think they lose on the hook again this week, to be really honest. I think the Ravens win by 14+. 44.5 total there. Ravens defense has definitely picked up. We expect Lamar to get better and better as he gets healthier and healthier. Ravens -2.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 13.5 for the game. John Mechie, under 24.5 receiving yards. Breece Hall, under 2.5 receptions. Zay Flowers, 5+ receptions. Derrick Henry, under 1.5 receptions. Mason Taylor, under 15.5 yards longest reception, as he never goes for more than 8 yards. Hopkins, under 20.5 receiving yards. Mechie, under 14.5 yards longest reception. Derrick Henry, 18+ rush attempts. I know, I'm out of breath too. Next game up. We're still at that 1 o'clock Eastern time frame window. Vikings, Packers in Green Bay. Vikings getting 6, 6.5, 7, depending on where you're looking. I'll be really simple here. So the Packers' defensive home's really good. Do we trust J.J. McCarthy to really do anything? No. That's the simplest way to put it there without degrading him too much here. Division game, so expect, some fire on both sides. I expect the Pack, though, to come out and handle business here. This is a team they should be able to beat. J.J. McCarthy shouldn't be able to do too much. Shut down the run game, make McCarthy beat you. Packers -0.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6 for the game. Aaron Jones, 3+ receptions. Valentine under 3.5 tackles and assists. Justin Jefferson, 6+ receptions because they got to throw the ball to somebody because they ain't going to be able to run it. Watson for the Packers under 3.5 receptions. Justin Jefferson, 10+ receiving yards in the first quarter. To get that guy at 10+ receiving yards, you could put any quarterback back there. I think you got to still play him for 10+ receiving yards in the first quarter. Will Riker under 1.5 extra points. Adrian Cooper, 8+ tackles and assists combined. And then Aaron Jones, 17+ receiving yards in that one. Next game up, we're up to the last 1 o'clock Eastern time frame game. Steelers, Bears. Bears at home, and the Bears are favored against a team that has a 500 record. Go figure that one out. Bears favored by 2.5 here. They have won every close game here as of late, 45.5 total. They've been turning people over like mad crazy. Here's the thing. The Steelers don't turn the ball over. Aaron Rodgers don't throw a lot of picks. They don't fumble the ball much. I don't think the Bears are going to get those turnovers. Therefore, it's Steelers plus the points for us. Steelers plus 0.5 first quarter, 2.5 first half. 1.5 first half, sorry. 2.5 for the game. Let's see. What do we got here? Jalen Warren, 1+ reception in the first quarter. Jono Smith, 20+ receiving yards. Cole Kmet, under 1.5 receptions. Let's see. DeAndre Swift, 78+ rushing and receiving yards. DK Metcalf, 8+ receiving yards in the first quarter. If he don't catch any in the first quarter, he might not catch anything the whole game. Colston Loveland, 3+ receptions. Patrick Queen, 8+ tackles and assists. Jalen Warren, 16+ receiving yards. DeAndre Swift, 12+ receiving yards. Loveland, 30+ receiving yards in that one there. Next game up, we get to the 4 o'clock Eastern time frame window. Cardinals and Jags. Rule of thumb is when the Cardinals play at home, just play the over. Total's at 47.5. Jacoby Brissett's arm's going to fall off by the end of the year because the team that wanted to run the ball, you can't run it. And now you're playing the Jags over 47.5, over 7.5 the first quarter, 23.5 first half, 47.5 for the game. Jacoby Brissett, 123+ passing yards in the first half. Trevor Lawrence, 5+ rush attempts. Budda Baker, 8+ tackles and assists. Trey McBride, 8+ receptions. Jacoby Brissett, 2+ passing TDs. Jacoby Brissett, 36+ pass attempts. Josh Sweat, 1+ sack. Good plus money on that one as well. Jacoby Brissett, 260+ passing and rushing yards combined. Travis Etienne, 13+ rush attempts. Cam Little, 2+ field goals. McBride, anytime touchdown in that one there. Next game up. This should be the barn burner of the weekend. Browns, Raiders. This will set football back at least 20 years. Shedeur Sanders, Geno Smith. What do we expect to see here? Probably a bunch of interceptions, to be really honest. Cleveland, or somehow the Vegas is favored by 3.5 and 35.5 total in this one here. This thing was 36.5. It's at 35.5. A lot of books. If you can find 36.5, I recommend getting on top of it. So Browns, Raiders, under 7.5 first quarter, 18.5 first half, 36.5 for the game. Devin White, 9+ tackles and assists combined. Cedric Tillman, under 2.5 receptions. Quinshawn Judkins, no touchdown. Tucker, under 3.5 receptions. Geno Smith to throw a pick. There's the shock bet of the week, right? If you've been on our show at all, we picked Geno for a pick as cashed every week but one. Geno Smith, 4+ rush attempts. He should be running for his life. And Trey Tucker, under 37.5 receiving yards in that one there. Next game up, barn burner of the late window, 4:25 Eastern time frame. Eagles, Cowboys. Do we ever see one of these games in Dallas go under? No, I know everybody's banging on the Eagles offense, that they're god awful. It seems like these games always go way over in Dallas, and that's the way we're going to play this one here. Total's only at 47.5. I just expect we see a lot of scoring here. Over 7.5 the first quarter, 23.5 first half, 47.5 for the game. Barkley, 20-plus rushing and receiving yards first quarter. Jalen Hurts, over 35.5 yards longest completion. Dak, 55-plus pass yards in the first quarter. Jake Elliott, 3-plus extra points. Barkley, 3-plus catches. Prescott, 260-plus passing and rushing yards combined. Quinyon Mitchell, under 3.5 tackles and assists. I can't believe he's still at 3.5. He never gets to 4. Ferguson, 5-plus catches at home, should be solid. Goddard, 15-plus receiving yards first half. Goddard, 33-plus receiving yards total. Pickens, 13-plus receiving yards first quarter. And Pickens, 66-plus receiving yards in that one. Next game up, Falcons and Saints, the last 4 o'clock window game. Saints at home, actually laying 2.5. No Penix, he's out for the season. Kirk Cousins. What are the Falcons going to look like? They've been, what's the easiest way to put this? Absolutely disappointing this season. You got Bijan Robinson, who I've heard about, is the best back. I think he is probably the best back in the league. Unfortunately, they use him like a third down running back. They give the ball to Algiers quite a bit, especially in the red zone. They don't use Bijan enough. I understand they got other weapons, but Bijan's your best weapon. You got to figure out how to use him. But can we really lace 2.5 with the Saints? I tell you what we can do. Over 39.5 is the way we're going in this one. We like that total. We like the over game in New Orleans. We'll take our chances here. We see some scoring. So Saints and Falcons over 6.5 in the first quarter. 19.5 first half, 39.5 for the game. Kirk Cousins under a half a rush yard. That we get back to the ATM on that one as he comes back. Juwan Johnson under 4.5 receptions. Bijan Robinson, anytime touchdown second quarter. All right, I know anytime touchdown plays, but second quarter is good plus money on that one. Sills under 19.5 receiving yards. Chris Olave, 6+ receptions, plus money there still. Bijan, 21+ receiving yards in the first half. Kirk Cousins to throw a pick. Bijan under 17.5 rush attempts. Olave over 23.5 yards longest reception. Next game up, we got the Rams and the Bucks. 8:20 Eastern time. Rams at home. This thing's been between like 6, 6.5, and 7, depending on where you're playing. We like the Rams in this spot. We just saw the Bucks go against a better team than them on the road. They kept it interesting, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off. It's just the injuries are just a killer for the Bucks. I mean, no Bucky, no Mike Evans, no Godwin. They're trying to make this happen with smoke and mirrors. They can do it for maybe a half against a quality team, but they can't seem to get it the entire game. And that's what we expect to happen here with the Rams. We do like the Rams in this spot. We do like the over better at 49.5. I think both teams can score here. Rams, Bucks over 7.5 first quarter, 24.5 first half, 49.5 for the game. Rashad White, 10+ rush attempts. Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown. Kinchins for the Rams, under 6.5 tackles and assists. Kyron Williams, 32+ rush yards in the first half. Kyron Williams, 62+ rush yards. Cade Otton, over 15.5 yards longest reception. Winfield, over 5.5 tackles plus assists. Rashad White, 31+ rush yards. Blake Corum, under 30.5 rush yards. Matthew Stafford, for no interception. And Monday Night Football, Panthers and the 49ers. Brock Purdy back again. Panthers on the road. 49.5 total here. Pretty big total for a Panthers game. 7.5's the line. Here's the thing. I think the 49ers will probably win this game. I don't think they win by more than 7.5. So I think the hook does come into play. And we'll take the Panthers in this particular spot as they've been pretty decent against the number. Panthers plus a half first quarter, 4.5 first half, 7.5 for the game. Brian Robinson Jr., 20-plus rush yards. Kittle, 29-plus receiving yards first half. Bryce Young, 100-plus passing yards first half. He's been throwing the ball a lot in the first half. They've been running a ton in the second. Brock Purdy to throw a pick. Purdy for 57-plus pass yards first quarter. Terrell McMillan, 10-plus receiving yards first quarter. Kittle, 56-plus receiving yards for the game after his first half play. McMillan, 25-plus receiving yards in the first half. And then Juwan Jennings, 4-plus receptions. But should be a pretty solid Monday night game. We'll see. We'll see if the 49ers go out and try to blow them out, which I don't think they can really do, or they just settle, try to win that thing by a field goal to a touchdown. All right, that's going to be a rundown of NFL Week 12 Sunday and Monday bets. If you like the content you're seeing here, do us a favor. Share it with a friend. Like it, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. All that stuff doesn't cost you a penny. Just it shows a lot of appreciation for the creator, whether it's myself or somebody else's show. It's always greatly appreciated. Also, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. A couple 100-plus members that love doing the same thing that you do, the sports wagering. You can get on there and talk amongst all the people that are just talking about sports, what's going on, bets they like. You can get bets from multiple cappers, including myself, and get them before we put them out for the public. All of that stuff is available. Make sure you do check that out. We do appreciate everybody's support, as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.